Compra 5 cuartos de aceite 100% sintético Castrol Edge en O'Reilly Auto Parts y recibe una tarjeta de regalo O'Reilly de $15 después del reembolso.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're taking a closer look at the cybersecurity scene in Spain. And trust me, this is going to be good.
Oh yeah, we've got some really cool insights here.
We're going behind the scenes, you could say, of Spain's biggest cybersecurity event, the STIC conference.
That's right. We're tapping into a discussion from the Spanish radio show Capital Radio After Work.
And get this, we're hearing from the actual organizers of the STIC conference, just a day before the event kicks off.
Talk about insider access, right?
Absolutely. So, what are the hot topics, the big trends? What's got everyone buzzing in Spanish cybersecurity? We're about to find out.
One thing that really jumped out at me was the sheer growth of this conference.
Oh, yeah.
They mentioned it started small, like only 100 attendees 18 years ago.
Wow, that's tiny.
Right. Now it's massive, like over 6,000 people this year.
That's huge. I guess that shows how important cybersecurity has become.
It really does. It's not just a tech thing anymore. It's part of national strategy. It affects everyone's lives.
No doubt about it. Everything's connected these days.
Speaking of connected, they mentioned something pretty interesting. 700 attendees are going to be using biometrics for access control this year.
Whoa, biometrics. That's pretty high tech. Is that like the future of security?
Good question. What do you think? Are we all going to be scanning our eyeballs to get into conferences soon?
Well, it makes you think. But let's dive into the main theme of the conference. Active cyber defense for a digital world.
Yeah, that's a shift, isn't it? It's not just about reacting to attacks anymore.
Right, so it's more about being proactive, right?
Exactly. It's about preventing those fires before they even start.
So how do they do that?
Well, they talked about multi-factor authentication, to make sure it's really you logging in.
Yeah.
And securing machine-to-machine communication.
Oh, right, because machines talk to each other too now.
Exactly. And then there's the whole network of security operations centers, or SOCs.
I've heard of SOCs, but I'm not really sure what they do.
Think of them like control centers, constantly monitoring for threats and responding to attacks.
Ah, so Spain is leading the charge with these SOCs.
They are. It's making them a real pioneer in proactive cybersecurity.
That's pretty impressive. But, okay, we can't talk cybersecurity without mentioning the elephant in the room, or should I say, the AI in the room.
Oh, absolutely. AI is everywhere, and it's changing the game for cybersecurity.
For better or worse, right?
Right. It's like a double-edged sword. AI can create really sophisticated attacks, but it also gives us powerful tools to defend ourselves.
So it's constant battle then. Are we winning?
Well, they mention one crucial thing. AI can take over a lot of the routine tasks, which frees up human experts to focus on the really complex stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's like AI is the assistant and the human experts are the strategists.
Exactly. It's all about using AI to make us more efficient and effective.
That's really fascinating. So it sounds like training the next generation of cybersecurity pros is super important, right?
Definitely. And universities and organizations like RUTech, which specializes in cybersecurity training, are playing a big role in that.
They mentioned something about students doing military cyber operations simulations.
Yeah. It's a really cool program. The students compete, and the winners get to join the national team for an international cyber defense exercise.
Whoa, that's serious stuff. Talk about hands-on experience.
Right. And the fact that 200 students participated shows just how much interest there is in cybersecurity careers.
That's awesome. We need all the bright minds we can get. But it can't just be about individual skills, right?
Yeah.
They emphasized collaboration too, didn't they?
Big time. They talked about bringing together everyone, government, military, industry, academia, even international organizations.
Yeah, it's like a global cybersecurity team up.
It has to be that way because these cyber threats are complex. No one can handle it alone. We need to share knowledge and expertise.
Makes sense. It takes a village to protect the digital village.
That's a great way to put it. It's reassuring to know all these brilliant minds are working together to keep us safe, don't you think?
It definitely is. But, okay, they also touched on something that's both exciting and a little scary. Quantum computing.
Ah, yes. Quantum computing. That's a big one.
I've heard the term, but honestly, I'm not sure I really understand it. Can you break it down for us?
Imagine a computer that's millions of times faster than anything we have today. That's the power of quantum computing.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. But what does that mean for cybersecurity?
Well, it could be good or bad. It could help us create unbreakable encryption, but it could also be used to break the encryption we rely on today.
So it's a potential game changer in both directions.
Exactly. It's a technology with a lot of potential, but also a lot of unknowns. The cybersecurity community is definitely keeping a close eye on it.
It sounds like the STIC conference is going to be packed with interesting discussions.
Oh, for sure. And we'll be diving into even more of those insights in our next deep dive. Stay tuned. They actually talked about some recent cyber attacks.
Oh, like what?
One that targeted a French hospital.
A hospital? Wow, that's scary.
Yeah, it caused a lot of disruption, delayed patient care. Really shows how vulnerable essential services are.
It's not just about data anymore, it's about people's lives.
That's right. And they brought up a legal case involving Facebook, actually.
Facebook? What happened?
A German court ruled that millions of users affected by that big data breach in 2019, they're entitled to compensation.
Oh, wow. So Facebook's actually being held accountable for not protecting their users' data.
Yep. It sets a precedent, shows that cybersecurity isn't just a technical issue, it's legal and ethical too.
Companies need to take this seriously. But on a lighter note, they talked about something kind of fun, a report from Panda Security about car brands with the best cybersecurity.
Ah, yes, the car cybersecurity rankings. It's more relevant than you might think.
Really?
Think about it. Cars are basically computers on wheels these days, right? All that software, internet connections.
Yeah, I guess so. Never thought about my car being hacked.
It's a real concern. So Panda Security gave the bronze medal to BMW.
BMW. Makes sense. They're always on the cutting edge.
Exactly. They got recognized for their strong security architecture and how they protect the car's software.
Cool. What about silver?
The silver medal went to Tesla.
Ah, Tesla, the electric car kings. What do they do?
They're all about over-the-air updates, so they can fix vulnerabilities really quickly and keep their security up to date.
Smart. Okay, drum roll, please. Who got the gold?
The gold medal for car cybersecurity goes to Volvo.
Volvo. Really? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, they're really stepping up their game. They got high marks for their encryption, data management, regular updates, intrusion detection systems, the whole package.
Wow, they're not messing around.
Nope. It just goes to show that good cybersecurity isn't always about the flashiest tech. It's about the basics done right.
Solid policies, regular updates, a layered approach.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the keys.
You got it. Speaking of the STIC conference, they mentioned some special awards they'll be giving out this year.
Ooh, awards. Like what?
They were a bit secretive, but it sounds like they're recognizing people who have made big contributions to cybersecurity.
The Cybersecurity Oscars. I love it. But before we get too lost in award show fantasies, let's bring it back to what we learned from the radio show.
Right, they made a really important point. Cybersecurity isn't just for experts anymore.
It's for everyone.
Exactly. We're all connected, all using technology every day. So we all need to understand the risks and protect ourselves.
So should we all just unplug and go live in cave?
Well, that's one way to do it. But for most of us, the key is to be informed, proactive, vigilant.
Learn about the threats, take precaution.
Well, exactly. We don't have to be experts, but we need to know the basics and take those simple steps to protect ourselves.
Like using strong passwords, being careful what we click on, keeping our software updated.
Yep, all those things. And if you want to learn more, there are tons of resources out there online, at libraries, even events like the STIC conference.
Great advice. So knowledge is power when it comes to cybersecurity.
Absolutely. But it's also about working together, right? Governments, industries, individuals, we all have a role to play.
It's a team effort.
It is. So what does all this mean for someone interested in Spanish cybersecurity?
Yeah.
Well, Spain is taking this seriously.
They're investing in technology, training, collaboration, leading the way, really.
Yep. And for the individual listener, the biggest takeaway is that cybersecurity isn't just about technology, it's about people.
It's about awareness, education, action.
Exactly. We all have a part in making the digital world safer.
Okay, but let's not forget about that amazing ham they're giving away at the STIC conference.
Ah, yes, the famous ham. A delicious tradition.
Definitely adds some flavor to the event. But speaking of the STIC conference, they talked about quantum computing, and I think we need to dive into that a bit more.
Yeah, that's a topic that deserves some attention.
They said it could change everything, right?
Potentially. It could break our current encryption, but also lead to unbreakable encryption, faster threat detection. It's a lot to unpack.
So quantum computing is kind of like a wild card.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how it'll play out, but it's coming, and it's going to be big.
It's a game changer. Cybersecurity is never boring, that's for sure.
Never. It's constantly evolving, which is why these events like the STIC conference are so important.
They bring everyone together to share knowledge and discuss the latest trends.
Exactly. It's all about staying ahead of the curve. And they also highlighted another crucial part of that, getting the next generation of cybersecurity pros ready.
Right, they mentioned that program where students compete in those military simulations.
Yeah, it's a great way to give them real-world experience, and the winners get to join the national team for an international exercise. Talk about a learning opportunity.
Wow, they're really investing in the future. But all this talk about cyber threats and attacks, it can be a bit overwhelming, you know? It's true. It can be a bit much sometimes, all this talk about cyber attacks and vulnerabilities.
Yeah, but what I find really encouraging is that there's so much innovation happening too, and a real spirit of collaboration.
Yeah, you're right. It's not all doom and gloom.
Definitely not. There's this positive energy, people working hard to make things better, to come up with solutions.
And events like the STIC conference really showcase that.
They do. It's inspiring to see all these experts, researchers, policymakers all coming together.
Working together to protect us, basically.
Exactly. We're not alone in this fight, and I think that's really important to remember.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening who might be feeling a little overwhelmed, just remember, even small steps can make a big difference.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Start with those basics. Strong passwords, keep your software updated, think before you click.
Exactly. And if you want to learn more, there are so many resources out there.
Tons. Online, libraries, events like the STIC conference. Speaking of which, they have a great website too. Lots of information there.
Be sure to include a link in the show notes.
Perfect. So even if you can't make it to Spain for the conference, you can still check it out online.
Cybersecurity is a global issue, after all.
It is. We're all connected, all in this together.
That brings us to our final thought-provoking question for you, our listener. The experts were excited about the potential of quantum computing, but they also acknowledged it could bring new challenges.
Yeah, that's a big one.
What do you think? What new threats might quantum computing bring? And how can we prepare for them?
Wow, that's a question that could keep us talking for hours.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
like exploring uncharted territory. We don't know exactly what's out there, but it's bound to be fascinating.
Maybe a little bit scary too.
Definitely. It just shows that cybersecurity is a constantly evolving landscape.
Always changing, always challenging. We need to be ready to adapt, to innovate, to think ahead.
Exactly. It's a journey, not a destination.
Well said. And what a journey it's been, exploring the world of Spanish cybersecurity with you.
It's been fascinating to dive into the challenges, the innovations, the incredible work being done.
And inspiring too.
Absolutely. So to our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you learned something new, maybe even feel a little more empowered to navigate the digital world safely.
Stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe out there.
Until next time.
See you then.